Let me just unmute myself. Okay. Happens all the time. Okay. All right. Welcome everybody to this live session with Coach Rom, who is one of our gold members at StartupFrat in the academy. And we are going to hear his story. He's on the other screen with me. Before I bring him on, let me just quickly introduce him. We've known Coach Rom since 2020 when StartupFrat went online in the middle of the lockdown in April, May of 2020. And then I happened to make his acquaintance in August of 2020. Now, what happens when you have a running business and the lockdown happens and basically kills all the physical aspects of your running business? What happens when you buy a lot of courses, you go into a lot of challenges, you get a lot of information, nothing ever seems to work out just the way it's supposed to, when you implement it in your business? What happens when you try to go digital and your Facebook ad account gets shut down? A lot of people have been there, and for many of us who have faced these problems, the hard reality of life is that it has taken the wind out of some people's sails. Some people are no longer in the game, because they can't stand the adversities. But for some people, what it does is it gives them, the empire strikes back. They understand where the gaps are. They bring their own individuality into the game, and they go out and dominate with their own unique flavor. And that is exactly what happened with Coach Romuald, who actually is a franchise consultant. He's actually a serial author writing books. And when he was going through this difficult journey of trying to take his physical franchise consulting business online, he found lots and lots of other people who have been into the same trouble that he has, who are looking for answers. And as soon as he was able to get all the dots connected for himself, he started sharing it with the other people, mostly people in the coaching consulting industry who are looking for answers. And that's why he's called SUPERCOACH at StartupFrat. And he has just hit his best ever month last month, where he crossed $18,000 in revenue. So that's 15 lakh rupees plus. And that's what makes it just the best possible moment to be meeting him on our live stream. So if you're watching this in the Hangout, you're watching us in YouTube or on our StartupFrat business page, welcome. Keep the comments columns hot, because this is truly one of the greatest people we have in the community. Let me just see if I can ask him to start video. Yes, SUPERCOACH Rom, can you just come in with your video? Amazing. Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for bringing me on this awesome journey with you. Because 2 years ago you told me I was ready, but I really was not. So, so thank you. It has been a long journey to get here, and I'm really excited about the value that I can bring to your audience. And thank you. Thanks again for bringing me on.
Amazing. Great to have you here. I loved, so by the way, for people who are just watching, okay, we got Miss Ritu, we got Mr. Ranji, we got the comments coming in. Okay, so basically, just for the viewers to know, I get balcony viewing. So before I bring on anybody, I always get to chat with them for 10-15 minutes behind the stage. And that is really, truly, I think, a privilege for me, because I get to see nuggets, hear stuff that that otherwise may not be prepared for live stream. But now I've got some ideas in my head, so I'm going to be picking your brain, Rom, for that. So let me just quickly do one thing. Let me just share screen and show where all you can find Coach Romuald. If you want to reach out to him, you just literally search for Romuald Andrade on Amazon or on Facebook. Literally, he's on Amazon. He's got all these bestsellers on Amazon. Let me just show you his book. You can just get, you have the very famous book, Getting Things Done. And then you have the even more famous book, which is Getting the Right Things Done. So this is the book you want to get. If you reach out to him on Facebook, you can definitely add him as a friend. And then later today, he'll be giving us some freebies. He has got a free course for everybody who's going to be a top commenter over here. All right. So let me just start this hot seat interview, and let me just give all the viewers a background. So if you are a B2B marketing agency, you stand to gain a lot, because Romuald has been a coach to other coaches, and he is a specialist in helping them breaking two barriers. One is the psychological barrier of the $5,000 per month or 4 lakh rupee per month, and then he is the psychological barrier of going to $15,000 a month and beyond. So if you're a B2B marketing agency, you will stand to gain from it because you have payroll to pay, and getting beyond the $15,000 mark is very, very critical. If you're a coach and consultant, if you've been into this cluttered market of coaches teaching other coaches and everybody, I think I was doing a webinar yesterday, and one person said it's called course to course laundering. That's the industry. Yeah, people buy a course, they just rehash it, and then they become a coach to other coaches. They've probably never been through the barriers themselves. They probably don't have they don't bring out their own struggles. They don't add anything to the mix, and it's just, he said, it's a course to course laundering industry. So if you're in that industry and you haven't got the right answer, this is the interview for you, because you're going to hear a lot of hard truths. You're going to hear Rom's journey through and through. If you're a freelancer or agency aspirant, which basically means if you're a freelancer who wants to go big and employ other people and just grow a big agency that way from your freelancing skill, then this is definitely the interview for you. So with that, I've already given you or the origin story of Coach Rom, but I just want him to go through that. So Romuald, what's been like, where were you before the lockdown? What happened to the franchise consulting business during the lockdown? What were like your struggles? Even when you and I met, you were going through a lot of those struggles, and then what really changed? How did you make the switch? What were the individual things you brought to the market? What did you learn from it? What can we learn from your journey? Let's get started, man.
So while I start talking to you, I'm quickly going to share my screen, okay, so that I can actually just show the model that I'm working on. Let me know once you can see it. Okay. And basically, what I realized was that there are different models, different business models out there. Okay. And nobody was really sharing what the actual business model was until you were like, you've bought like level 3 course of somebody. Then they're actually showing you or some inner circle or whatever, right? So then they're showing you the actual stuff which works. And even then, I've bought those even. I've got like high ticket courses and stuff like that. And even after buying that, I still didn't have all the pieces of the puzzle. That's what I felt. Okay. And that was true, because no matter what you get from whomever you get, you can only get 80% of the picture. All right. You can never get 100% of the picture. 20% is you. It comes from you. All right. But now let me give you the 80% first before giving you the 20%, because the 20% is anyway something that you have to find for yourself. Right. So I can talk about the 80% right now. Now, what I noticed was, like a lot of beginner coaches and a lot of beginners, when they are talking, okay, let's say that this is the timeline of life, right? This is the timeline of life. And we have beginner coaches who come in and they're talking things like this. They go in circles in whatever they talk. You don't know what the hell they're talking about. They themselves don't know what they're talking about because they're beginners. It's very clear. You listen to a beginner talk, okay? You listen to an expert talk, you can see the clear difference. This is how a beginner talks, okay? Now, how does an expert talk? An expert talks something like this, okay? And if you're a doctor, then you probably know what an ECG or is it ECG or EKG? What is it? ECG, right? Yeah. So ECG, how does it go? It goes something like this, right? It goes like up, down, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So experts talk like this. Okay. They create something here.
Okay.
They create another. Then they create another hill. They climb up a hill again. And as the conversation dips, they find a new way to create a new conversation. All right. So this is how expert talks as compared to a novice or a beginner, right? And I was also talking somewhat like this, right? And I was not getting anywhere. Okay. Then I realized that this is actually a story. All the experts are telling you a story. Sometimes it fits in within a bigger narrative, like a bigger story. Okay. Like Russell Brunson talks about his potato gun and whatnot. Okay. It fits in within a larger narrative. Or what you can do is you can actually create a series of narratives which lead up to a conclusion. So what do I mean by this series of narratives, right? So basically, it's actually 3 stories that you need to tell. Okay. The 3 stories look like this. They visually look like this. First story, second story, third story. Okay. Now, what do I mean by this story? There is buy. This is your buy story. Why should people buy from you versus everybody else on the internet? Everybody's saying buy from me, right? Why should they buy from you? Okay. You create that story first. This is step 1. It looks like step 3, but it's actually step 1. First, create your buy story. Don't do anything else. First, figure out why should somebody buy from you rather than from anyone else. Okay. And if you can't figure that out, it's worth spending 2 years on it like I did. It's actually worth spending 2 years on it. Okay. I can tell you it's worth it because I have gone through every single possible thing, or you can spend money with somebody like me and learn it. That's also
awesome. Yeah.
Okay. But you must figure this out first. This is not the last thing to figure out. It might seem like the third thing, but it's actually the first thing. So you actually build it in reverse. Okay. Now you're probably wondering what is the first thing and what's the second thing.
Yep.
So let me tell you what's the first thing. The first thing is your free thing. If you don't offer something for free, you're not going to get people in the door. Okay. Even if you're doing this 99 rupee thing, okay, why are people doing something for 99 rupees or 399 rupees? Why are they doing these 5-day workshops?
Yep.
To me, that's almost free. They're looking to filter out people. So for me, I count that also as free because it's not going to seriously make a impact on your wallet if you charge something 99
rupees. It's not
rupees,
a profitable
right?
thing. Yeah.
Right. All they're trying to do is they're trying to filter out people who don't have money and they're coming onto their webinar. So they don't want those people.
Yep.
So that's why they're charging 99 rupees because then at least they'll filter out people.
Yep.
So I call that free. So that's the first step. What people think, oh, this is the first step. I need to build something like that. No, you don't need to build your free thing first. You need to build your buy thing first. Okay. And then you have something called a unique mechanism. Okay. Which is different for different people. So some people have like a 5-day challenge. Okay. Yep. Some people have like a webinar. Okay. I have something called a clarity call. Some coaches have something called a discovery call. And that leads them to the buy thing. So this will be whatever unique mechanism you have. All right. This is a unique mechanism. And that leads to the buy. But the real fun is here. This is the fun part.
Okay.
And here's the difference between a novice and an expert. Okay. So there's a novice, there's an intermediate coach, and there's an expert coach.
Okay.
So what does a novice coach tell you? Novice coach says, oh, this is a CTA. Yeah, just do a CTA here. That's the CTA. Novice coach. Okay. CTA again. Another CTA. So the CTA connects the free thing to the unique mechanism. Another CTA connects the unique mechanism to the buy option.
Yep.
Okay. So you're looking at this and you're like, okay, so as a novice coach, it looks like CTA. Oh, that's it. The model is made. No, the model is not made for one very simple reason. Okay. So the reason is this. Are we on? Can everybody hear me? Please put in the message if you can hear me. Please put in the chat if you can hear me. Okay, cool. So I'm going to carry on. I got a message saying that you guys can hear me. So Okay, so I'm going to just share my screen again. I hope you can see this. Let me know when you can see my screen. Right. Perfect. So we're talking about the call to action, which a novice coach will look at it and say, oh, that's the call to action, which connects your free thing to your unique mechanism. Another call to action connects uh, your unique mechanism to your buy mechanism. And this is actually what I call a surface level question. What's the thing which is connecting? You think, okay, what's a better way to write a CTA? Okay. But really, I want to get into it at an expert level. I want to take this to the next level. And for that, I have to understand what it's not just about crafting a perfect CTA. It's about understanding how to create an open loop. So what we really do here is create an open loop, not just a CTA. Now, what do I mean by an open loop versus a CTA? All right. So an open loop means that I am looking at this thing here and I'm able to realize, okay, what makes that person tick. Okay. What takes that person from, like from a free kind of a thing, somebody with a free mentality that, okay, I want some information for free, and gets them into a buying behavior. Okay. Gets them into buying mode. Okay, that open loop is what creates that buying behavior. Okay, so I am going to be talking more about this tomorrow. So I don't know how many of you are going to be on that call, but I'm going to be talking more about this tomorrow. So now I want to quickly switch over to the next thing, which is what I like to call the roadmap. Okay, so this is my roadmap method. And in my roadmap method, I have so you're looking at my roadmap. Okay. So for those of you already in my group, which is called Sales Warriors, you can just you can check that group and you'll find this roadmap. I've done a 45-minute video on it, and it's really pure gold. But I'm going to cover something that I'm not covered in that video. So when I've made my first roadmap, what is a roadmap? Roadmap is as a coach, my job is to take somebody from point A to point B. All right. So in order to take somebody from point A to point B, I need some kind of a vehicle. Okay. So if I'm looking at that on the road, it's a car, right? So I have a car which takes me from point A to point B. So if I'm using the same analogy of a car, I also need a map to know in which direction I'm going. And today the map is in the form of GPS, but we can call it a roadmap. So the roadmap, the very first roadmap that I made, just had three things. It had onboarding, it had conversion, and it had traffic. And within those three things, the onboarding mechanism, the conversion mechanism, and the traffic mechanism, I had three more things each. So you can see these three things each. So I had automated payments in onboarding, I had testimonials, I had video assets, I had one-to-one mastery, I'd got Zoom mastery, I'd got organic marketing, I'd got friends and family marketing, I got referral marketing. All of this came under my three sections. Okay. And these three sections of my roadmap were the onboarding section, the conversion section, and the traffic section. The rest of the roadmap was not built at all at that point. Okay. And that was my roadmap of taking people from 0 to 5K. That was the method which I personally used to go from 0 to 5K. Right. And then what I realized was that this did not work in certain scenarios. Number one scenario was when I went for a holiday and came back, it did not work because I was not ready for the next level. So there was a gap in revenue between this mode of business and the next mode of business. All right. So that gap in revenue, okay, caused a lot of problems for me. And I didn't want that to happen again. I wanted consistent income. So what I realized was I need to put things in place at the beginning rather than at the end. So I front loaded the work, if that makes any sense to you. So what I do now is I work in 3-month cycles, and then I take a holiday. But the front loading of the work happens at the beginning of the 3 months, not just before I'm rushing off for a holiday. Okay. So that front loading is what I call the scaling mechanism. So I brought in the scaling mechanism into my roadmap. Now the scaling mechanism is the thing, okay, which gets me ready for not this level. It gets me ready for the next level. Okay. And I always do that at the beginning of every 3 months because that sets me up for success and it helps me have a continuous stream of income. Okay. And then as I realized that habits is actually a key area which I was missing out. And my roadmap was not covering that. Okay. So habits is what who you need to be in order to actually get all these things done. Because not everybody has everything, all of these things in place. Okay. And so in my book as well, this book is about habits. Specifically, there's a habit called the weekly review, which is a very important thing. Now, moving on, I'm just going to give you like another way of looking at it. If you look at the marketplace right now, okay, you'll find that there are a lot of players, okay, on different spectrums. So the first thing I'm drawing is low ticket versus high ticket, right? So low ticket versus high ticket. And you would have seen this in the marketplace, but I'm just quickly drawing it out. And then there are brands which are known brands. Okay. There are brands which are known brands, and there are brands which are unknown brands. Okay. So we're looking at a spectrum of low ticket to high ticket, and then from up and down, we're looking from known brands to unknown brands. So today in the marketplace, if I am looking, I mean, being in India, we also know of Walmart in the US, right? So when you hear of Walmart, what do you know about Walmart? Okay. People walk into Walmart knowing that they're going to get a deal. So they walk into Walmart with the intention of buying because Walmart is a low ticket brand, but it's a known brand. Okay. Then there's the dollar store. Same thing. It is low ticket, but it is a known brand. So people walk in with the intention of buying. All right. Then Russell Brunson popularized the $27 product. Okay. And the $27 product is sold as a low ticket offer, but it's sold because it's an unknown brand, right? And you want people to get in the door and buy what you're selling. So you sell this using something called an offer stack. All right. So you've got your low ticket. Now you're moving to low ticket and unknown brand. Before it was low ticket with a known brand. Now it's low ticket with an unknown brand. Okay. Now, why do you need an offer stack? Okay. For those of you who don't know what an offer stack is, I'm saying that, okay, I'm giving you this, I'm giving you like a one-to-one call with me, which is worth $500. Okay. Then I'm going to give you, like this ebook, which is worth $97. I'm going to give you this video course, which is worth $297. Okay. And then I keep on talking about these various items. I list them out. And then at the end of it, I say, I'm going to give you all of this for just $27. All right. And that is called an offer stack. So that's a very well-known thing. And I tried the offer stack in high ticket, it did not work. So what I do know is that offer stack works really well for low ticket items. It does not work so well for high ticket. So what is the difference between low ticket and high ticket? That's one major difference that I found. Okay. Now, on the other hand, some of you may have heard of this guy called Tony Robbins. Okay. And the last I heard, Tony Robbins was charging $10,000 for a 5-day workshop, which is an in-person event. So if we hear that Tony Robbins is coming to Pune or Mumbai, okay, or Delhi, and most people will be willing to pay that money just to be in the room with Tony Robbins, or that may be Gary Vee, for example. Okay. Now you understand this. There's nothing that you're getting physically. You're going to be in a room with these people, all right? And that's what, you're being charged for, right? So Tony Robbins, Gary Vee, they are high ticket, okay, but they're known entities, right? So that's the difference between a Walmart and a Tony Robbins. right? So just 1 second. Last, final. Okay. I think Rajat is back. Hi, Rajat. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. Finally. Sorry about that. The master power died in my society. The backups died with it. I don't know why. All
Okay.
right.
Well, we're still here. I just explained some stuff. And so should I just continue from there?
Yes,
You can see
please.
the recording later. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, you're the
Okay.
main
So,
man today, man.
so I was talking about Tony Robbins and Gary Vee and how people are willing to pay such a lot of money just to be in the same room as them, right?
Yeah.
And so you and I are not like in the league of Tony Robbins and Gary Vee,
Yeah.
okay, right? Because we are unknown brands. If you look at the larger marketplace, we are unknown brands, right?
Yep.
So now if we want to make a difference, okay, we can only make a difference to a few people, okay?
For
So the
sure.
only option for us is to be in this zone right here, this zone here. This is where we need to be, okay? Forget about the other quadrants. This $27 offer stack or this Walmart dollar store strategy, right? If we really need to make an impact, because we don't have as much money as a Tony Robbins or a Gary Vee, right? So if we want to make an impact, we have to be in this zone. And to really rock this zone, we need to either be a king or a queen of a particular category. And we should charge high ticket prices. That is when, okay, we will really make an impact. So we don't have an option but to charge high ticket. There's no option. Absolutely none. Okay. So I first explained the roadmap. Then I explained where we are in terms of how we need to position ourselves. Okay. We need to position ourselves as either the king or the queen of a category. Okay. And this is where we need to be if we really want to make an impact. Okay. Now, the third thing I learned, okay, was when I went on a holiday and came back. This was the first thing I learned, right, about scaling, right? So that was a huge learning for me. Another learning was this one, wherein I need to be a king, and if I was female, then I'll be the queen of a category. And the last one is this, okay? It's about pipeline. Now, what do I mean by pipeline? I don't know how many of you have heard of the 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
you know everybody. Yeah.
Theoretically, okay, if I wanted to be connected to the Queen of England, so that's me in the center or you in the center, all right? And if I want to be connected to the Queen of England, okay, there are 5 people between me and the Queen of England, okay?
Yep.
So there's 1 degree of separation, 2 degrees of separation, 3 degrees of separation, until 6 degrees of separation,
Yep.
right? So theoretically, there are 5 people between me and the Queen of England, all right?
Yep.
So what I realized was when I first started my business, okay, and I started selling high ticket, I sold a lot in this zone, a lot. Okay. I sold a lot, and then suddenly I stopped selling, and I was like wondering what the hell is happening.
Yeah.
It wasn't that I wasn't getting leads.
Yeah.
I was getting leads from here.
Yeah.
I was getting second level leads. Levels that is friends of friends.
Okay.
So they were not people who knew me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They were people who knew my friends.
Okay.
So it wasn't that easy to sell to them. The same clarity call which was working like magic stopped working. And I was like, what the hell is going on? And I was panicking, right? And I wasn't making sales. Okay. Because I ran out of contacts in my first level.
The
So
halo effect died down in the second level.
Yes, yes. Because it was lack of trust. So what I realized was what I need to do.
Yeah.
While I'm doing my sales call, while I'm doing my marketing, okay, my marketing was missing a very important concept. And that concept was that I continuously need to move people from the third level to the second level, third degree to the second degree, from the second degree to the first degree, and from the first degree into my inner circle. I need to keep moving people on a continuous basis through my marketing in this mode if my organic marketing has to work. Otherwise, I can run ads, yes. But as you know, my ad account got shut down, so I didn't have this option. So this was a key learning, because when I learned this, then it opened up a lot of options in my brain for me to actually start applying these techniques and actually start selling stuff, right? So I hope this is clear. If you have any questions about this, I'm happy to answer them.
All righty, let me just fire up my Facebook group and see. Awesome. You got Mr. Ritu, Mr. Ranjeev. Let me just refresh this. All right. Okay. So now the core problem that you're helping your clients with, like, what do you think is the major block that you find your clients in, and like how are you able to help them get over that block? It could be a physical block, it could be a psychological block, or whatever.
So the major block, I find my clients are asking surface level questions.
Okay.
So they might know what a CTA is.
Okay.
But they don't know what an open loop is.
All righty.
Okay, so then I say, okay, so you're asking me about a CTA, but what you really want to ask me about is open loop. So they're like, okay, what is this open loop?
Okay.
I tell them about the open loop. Because
wow.
The whole model does not connect if you don't create an open loop.
For sure.
Because when you create an open loop, then you create the buying behavior. You move them into buyer mode. Before they're not in buyer mode, they're in freebie mode. They're in freebie seeker mode. Okay. They've not taken action.
Yeah.
Now, when somebody takes action,
the
kind of question changes. Okay.
Awesome.
So when some people are like asking me, like, how have I written like 652 days of posts continuously on Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was like, you just have to firstly start doing it. Then you'll actually know. So they're like, yeah, but what? Are you using some tool? Are you using some, what exactly? How? Is there some way by which I can just snap my fingers and get that content? That's a surface level question.
Wow.
So if you want better answers, you need to ask better questions. It's a very simple thing.
Yeah.
Right. So that's and if you read Tony Robbins, there's this book in my life. I read it when I was 22, right? And the book is called Awaken the Giant Within.
Yes.
And there's a chapter called Questions Are the Answer.
Yeah.
So it was a very weird name. I was like, what questions are the answer? But when you read that chapter, you'll know what I'm talking about. Because you ask better questions, you get better answers.
So in this scenario, what's a better question they should be asking? Like, how did you do 650 posts?
So when somebody had actually written, then the question they're asking me is slightly different. Okay. So I tried writing these posts, but I was not getting any comments. Okay. So how do you suggest I get comments on my posts? So I'm like, okay, so what you really want to ask me is that how can those posts lead to a sale? Isn't that the question you really want to be asking me? Yeah. Because what are you going to do with comments? Yeah. What are you going to do with likes?
Yeah, Miss Ritu is writing in the comments box, how do you bring people deeper into your funnels? I think that's the question, right? Like, how do I...
Yeah, you create open loops.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Which leads to buying behavior.
All
so if you don't create open loops with your content, okay, and you're not writing it in a way. So what used to happen was there was a CTA at the bottom of every piece of my content. Okay?
Yeah.
And then because I was so much into this whole thing, I was just copy pasting it blindly into these groups.
Yeah.
And I kept getting thrown out of all these groups, because sometimes I used to forget to remove the CTA from the bottom.
Okay.
So it became a mess. So now if you look at even my normal posts on my profile, I don't usually have CTAs.
They don't have CTAs. Okay? Yeah, I noticed that.
I don't have CTAs.
Yeah. I'm like, why is this guy writing?
Except for a Tuesday. Because on a Tuesday, then I talk about my Thursday thing. Okay. So except on a Tuesday. All right. So now my objective is very simple. My objective is to position myself as a thought leader with a great sense of humor. All righty. Okay. So even when I go into these groups, I can very easily just copy paste this blindly. I don't have to worry about, did I try not to copy it on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
On all other days, I just copy and paste it blindly because I don't have to worry about the call to action so much. Yep.
That's so true. So let me ask you this question now that we're talking, that I feel it's true for everybody. I've been in that position earlier on in my life. And then I'll tell you a story that my upline in network marketing, he told me. But I think it's very difficult for me. I don't think I found a very good way to get people to understand this without sounding patronizing, and everybody's in a different situation in life. So sometimes the solutions you give are not all right for them. Like a lot of people say they come to digital, for example, and they say, okay, how the hell can I get my product sold? Whether it's a coaching product, whether it's a network marketing product, affiliate product, any product. Like, what's the shortest route to getting my product sold? Which is also fine. When I came online, I wanted to find the shortest route and everything. And when I joined Siddharth Rajshekar's academy, he did teach me the shortest route. It didn't work exactly the same way, but but it was the shortest route. But what happens when you're trying to find the shortest route is like the job never gets done. And I was in network marketing for like during my college days, and I was like a hopeless failure. And even when I started my hospital job, I'd be like trying to figure out, okay, I'm finding these patients, I want to do right by them by giving them the right advice, man, the like vitamins and health, instead of just show up to a doctor's place or something like that. And then one of my senior fellows, like he was a couple of years older to me, so he was like a trainee, and he was like, I don't do all this over here, you'll get thrown out and everything. I'm like, okay, but I'm trying to give the right advice and everything like that. Then I told my upline man, even as a doctor, if I try to give the right advice, like people don't appreciate it and all that. And then he told me, now I've been 4 years into network marketing. And then he's like, I think your problem is that you don't understand the sales and marketing process. So that is the problem to fix. Just learn sales and marketing. And I'm like, how the hell do I do that? Like, as a medical doctor, you can't do that. And he's like, just figure it out. So I was like, okay, I'll have to give up with this profession because I can't get the sales and marketing problem out of my mind. I cannot rest easy. And like that journey was like really long. It was very enjoyable. Paid me a lot over many years, but not in the way I expected. And what happens is when you're trying to find the solution, you only find roadblocks. It doesn't seem to be working. So a lot of people, they buy my program too, and they come and they're like, what's the shortest route? And I'm like, I'll tell you the shortest route, but I can guarantee you that it's not going to work exactly the way I tell you, right? And that's tough for people to hear. So what's the answer? Like, people are, when they find a coach, they're looking to get the shortest route. It's a coach's business to give them the shortest route, but the guarantee is that the shortest route ain't going to work. And that's because you're not asking the right question, the right question you're asking about the shortest route, but it's not the right question you should be asking. So what's the way to explain to people? I don't think I've understood it myself also, because for every problem we try to find the shortest route, but sometimes the learning journey is more useful. The view is better. You become a better person through those problems and your challenges rather than finding the shortest route, right? So like, how do you make people understand? Because a lot of people come to digital, they want to find the shortest route. There's a 98% failure, 97% failure in digital, just like there was in network marketing. So what's the right question? Like, what should people look forward to? Like, you did. Yeah.
I'm going to give you a scenario. Okay.
Yeah.
And I want you to guess why this scenario has happened. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a hypothetical scenario. So there are no wrong answers. It's just like hypothetical.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say that there are 3 guys. Okay. I'm not saying ladies. I'm saying that there are 3 guys.
Yeah.
Who are given a recipe to make a cake.
Yeah.
They're given all the ingredients. Okay. One person's cake turns out awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One person ends up burning his cake.
Mm-hmm.
And one person, there's still the batter in the thing. It's not even cooked.
Yeah.
So same recipe.
Yeah.
Why did the 3 guys, they were all given the recipe?
Yeah.
Why did the 3 guys, not even women, like 3 guys,
they
were given the recipe?
Yeah.
Okay. Why did one rock it and the other 2 did not?
Like experience?
Yeah. So we don't know this backstory. Okay. That guy was a chef. The first guy was a chef. The other 2 were not chefs. Yeah. Okay. We don't know that, right? We think, it worked. So even so the law of numbers does work. Now, the second guy, maybe instead of just depending on the recipe, maybe he would Google a little bit and maybe he'd find out that maybe he could get his cake somewhat like the chef. But still he will not get it as good as the chef.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because so true. The chef has made all these mistakes. He knows, first you got to preheat the oven.
Yeah.
The second guy's main mistake was he didn't preheat the oven. He just put it in the oven without preheating the oven. Okay?
That's true. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the little things, man.
There are a lot of X-rated jokes with the preheating the oven bit as well. So we'll not go there. It's a family show.
Maybe we'll have a Bandra Boy special someday.
So Yeah, so that's it. I really think that sometimes it just boils down to the experience. You can get all the recipes, you get all the things, but sometimes if you don't jump in and don't make those cakes, you don't burn your first few cakes, you don't make a mess, you don't make a sloping cake like I used to make. My cakes were always sloping. I don't know. I would always slope that cake. So I don't know what would happen, So like I had a battering while baking. And some people they kill plants, that.
What's that? They
Like
kill
some
what?
people kill plants, like
Huh.
they get plants for a indoor thing.
Oh yeah,
and they water, they put extra water and they kill the plant.
Yeah. That's what happens with me all the time.
So I don't know why, but plants never last with them. So they say I don't have a green thumb.
Yeah, same with me, man. I don't. Yeah.
Right. So my question is, you don't have a green thumb. What are you being a farmer for? Why are you being a farmer if you don't have a green thumb? Right.
Yeah.
So it really boils down to who you are.
Yeah.
It really boils down to who you are. All right. And I was having a very interesting conversation with Dr. Kamal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I asked her, what is the one takeaway that has she put in the comments? Let's see what.
I've got Mr. Ranjit, I've got Mr. Ritu, I've got Mr. Madan Mohan. Awesome. Thank you for your comments, guys. Yeah, I'm not seeing her comment, but yeah, like it's the Facebook portal is a little delayed, so maybe I'll see it. Yeah.
So her question.
Yeah.
If you can just repeat your question, Dr. Kamal, let's see it.
Yeah, Dr. Kamal, repeat your question. It'll still take a couple of minutes, but yeah, she can repeat a question in the comments. Yeah.
Right. So it was basically about. In fact, let me just find a question then. I'll find it.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, you don't really remember?
Just my phone. I don't remember a question, but she asked a very interesting question. So I said, okay, let me just quickly check it because then it'll make more sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So her question was. I'm scrolling. Okay, so what has been your personal motivation blueprint? What's kept you on track as a coach? Okay, because I believe that a lot about being a coach is the energy that we carry as coaches. So to have consistent positive energy is detrimental for our business, right? Now I can tell you firstly that I'm not always positive.
Awesome.
Okay? Especially if I'm telling somebody the same thing for the 100th time, or sometimes I'm telling 100 different people the same thing for the first time.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's very, very difficult to stay positive because I'm repeating the same thing over and over
again. Yeah.
So to me, it's very repetitive doing that and all that. But the moment I see their eyes light up with that thing, because to me, I've said it for the 100th time.
Yeah.
But for them, they're hearing it for the first time and they're like, wow. Just to see that, just to see their eyes light up, that makes me positive. Okay. So this is what I was born to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I ask like what what makes me who I am today, this is what I was born to do. I was born to create that because I learned so much more from them than what they could possibly learn from me. That's what I personally believe.
That is 200% sure, man. Like the community becomes the number one teacher after a while.
Right. And when you teach something, you learn it better than if you try to mug it yourself.
For sure.
Right. So that's where I get my positivity from. Okay. Because Dronacharya would just be another Acharya if there was no Arjun.
Right? For sure. Yeah, the ultimate evolution, obviously, the ultimate happiness is to obviously find the right. Just like they say, when the student is ready, the master appears. When the master is ready, the right students will also appear. That is so true. That is $1 million insight you gave right now, man. Amazing. Awesome. Okay. Now you get two types of people in your community, right? Like you have people who are trying to like achieve and break like the $5,000 level. And then there are people, the $15,000 level, right? So what are the like common underlying these things that you've seen, the barriers probably, what is the cause of this internal, whatever that thing is that's keeping them under the ceiling, and what's the barrier at the $15,000 level?
So like not everybody can be good at copy.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't have that skill.
Yeah.
We might think that Americans have that skill because they know English and we don't.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is that we think in our heads.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I write better English than most Americans.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's not the case.
Yeah.
Right. The real question is this: Okay. What's keeping people from being successful on the internet? I've seen that. I personally believe, okay, because I don't do podcasts. I personally believe that you need to be really, really good at writing, or you need to be really, really good at video. There is no other option. I don't believe in podcasts because I've not done it myself. So I can't talk in a knowledgeable way. Okay. Before there were things like SEO and stuff like you could do.
Yeah.
But that is just about tricking Google into thinking your site is important, right?
Yep.
So all these things, Google doesn't like SEO. Did you
Yep.
know that? So if you're messing around SEO today, you're trying to be the king of the internet through SEO, you're in big trouble.
Wow.
Yeah, Google does not like SEO.
Okay.
Okay, because Google views SEO as something unethical.
Alrighty.
What Google calls ethical, unethical, and then there's a lot of things about email marketing, which is considered spam.
Yeah.
So there's cold email. You can actually do cold email. I know one of my clients is doing cold email in a way that is not spamming. Like he's actually doing cold email, but he's not labeled as a spammer. Can you believe that?
Amazing.
He's buying databases from the market. He's into HVAC. You've never heard of that, right? What is HVAC?
What's that? AC, high volume air conditioning.
It is like heating, ventilation, and air conditioning.
Yeah.
HVAC.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have that over there. So he just buys databases of HVAC people. Okay, and he sends them cold email, but he puts it in a way, and that was working very well for him. He was looking for some additional avenues. That's why he came to me, right? But that works super well for him, and the way he did it was so beautiful. All right. And then it treads a line where you're thinking, oh, this is unethical, or is it illegal, or what exactly it is. It's working for his business. He's doing it very well. He's not in any trouble with the law. I don't know. So I don't really want to question what is ethical, legal, illegal. All these things keep changing, right?
Yeah, they keep changing.
He's doing it. It's working for him. Some SEO guy might come and prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Some podcast guy might come and prove me wrong. I'm happy to be proven wrong.
For sure.
But I personally believe that you need to be really, really good at writing or really, really good at video. Okay. There's no other option.
Yeah.
So either, and the good thing, if you get good at writing, the good thing is you can make those into scripts for your video.
For sure. Yeah. If you have the script,
work the other way around.
Yeah,
it doesn't work the other way around. You're just busy talking and gelling with somebody. When you get the transcript of that recording, of that video,
it's horrible.
You find there's a lot of
it can't go online.
Yeah.
So I told my agency guys, like what I'm doing now is I'm just like, I have hundreds of videos, right? I'm just having them auto transcribe it, and I'm like, just put it up as a blog post with the video embedded. And I don't care if you punctuate it. I don't care about anything H1, H3 tag. Just put it there, because if the volume of content is there for Google to search, I'll rank at some point. He's like, dude, don't have me do it, because the transcript is like horrible. Somebody needs to work on these. I was like, I don't have the time. But yeah, video transcript is not written material. But written material is, you can read it out and it'll be a video. Like we provide 500 plus articles in the gold membership of different categories: network marketing, make money, inspirational, skincare, healthcare, etc. And I'm like, you can either write this stuff online or you can just read it in front of a camera and it'll be a video. Yeah.
So as you know, 2 years ago, I was not good at video.
Yeah.
So I had to be really good at writing. So I'm really, really good at writing.
Yeah.
So that's there. So that gift is there. I use that to my advantage. And now I'm good at video as well. So there's no problem.
Crazy.
But I could not do this thing, right? You remember back then.
Let's talk about that journey, man. It's the same for me, because when I first came in front of camera, and I have been doing my own seminars, I would have like 50 people rooms and stuff like that, where I would have cold called people, got them into the room. So I could do the cold calls. That was not a problem. I could do the seminars. That was not a problem. But when I came in front of camera, I don't know why I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? What am I doing? And when you are new, you think to yourself that, like, this video is going to be seen by millions of people, so I got to be careful. Little do you know that nobody's ever going to watch your crappy videos, man.
Right.
But what was that
today
thing
we had a moment where we were expecting my net to go down, but yours actually went down.
Dude,
and
horrible,
then,
man.
there was this. So I somehow managed to talk.
Yeah.
Before, like, I don't know what I would have done. Like 2 years ago, that would have never happened. I would have been like, whoa, what's happening? But
so how do you
handle that?
How do you break through that journey? Like, what was the first breakthrough when you came on video and you were like, okay, I can do this?
So for me, one thing is that the models that I draw on screen, I'm actually drawing on screen like you see it, live.
Yeah.
I'm not I'm not showing you some picture and then, then describing different parts of that picture. I'm actually drawing it and explaining that model as I'm going. Then if people have questions about it. So today you didn't have questions, but otherwise I'll answer your questions while doing it. So that will enhance the quality of the model.
For sure.
Nothing has
you went in and out.
Man, this is like crazy.
This is nothing, man. Let me tell you a story. So let me interrupt your story with my story. So I did this live stream. I would do these live streams when I was starting out in the middle of the lockdown, and I was just learning how to do video. Okay, I was just about getting confident. And I was like, okay, let's do live stream. And my group had like 130 people at that time. So I was like, okay, that's fine. And I made it a private group because I'm like, okay, nobody outside the group should see what I'm up to. And there was this live stream. So there was this one live stream. There are two separate things. Once what happened was I didn't know that with Zoom Pro, you can go live. So I tried to go live using the Facebook live editor in the thing that's there. It's like super complicated. And then I had somebody helping me, and like you click the blue button, but nothing happens for like 3 minutes. But I didn't know that the moment you click the blue button, you're live. And I'm asking him, he's telling me, and he's looking at me from his computer. He's like, I think you're live. You press the blue button, you're live. I was like, oh, am I live? And this thing is going on for 4 minutes, man. 4 minutes is a long time on camera. And he's like, just put the damn phone down because I can see you're on the phone and whatever you're saying is coming. I was like, okay. And then I cut the phone and then I was like, okay, guys, etc. And that video was so embarrassing. But obviously a couple of years later, now you're like over it. So in order to inspire other people who are, not confident for video, I've actually taken that video, put it up on YouTube. So, you can this was literally like a live stream. And then the second time what happened was my like this same thing happened. This thing went off and there were like 38 people watching me on live stream. And my thing goes off, like some power cut happens or something like that. The internet goes in and out. And I was offline for 12 freaking minutes. 12 minutes is a long time on camera. And when I came back, and I was not super confident at that time because I was scared of this camera, right? And then I realized that 34 out of the 38 people are still there. And they were like commenting, we'll wait for you. I think your power got cut out. We are waiting for you over here. Don't worry about it. We are here. You're providing a lot of value. Dude, I came back. I was like, dude, 34 people are still there. That day I realized, man, I'm going to be invincible in this game. Yes. I was like, I don't need to worry. I'm going to be invincible. So there have been webinars where I've been doing a sell job. The damn thing has gone in and out. And I've been off air for 5-7 minutes. But when I come back, like people are still there. So I think that's pretty great. Yeah. Thanks to the audience for being patient. But yeah.
So you were talking about... started this whole thing of Fearless Friday Live. Okay. So, you don't need to fear going live and all. And it never related to me at all. I was like, I'm not afraid of going live. Okay. And just to prove it, I went live for 3 days in a row and I blew everybody away. All right. Because I had content in that thing. So my thing was that I don't want to blabber when I go live. When I go live, I should not sound like an idiot blabbering something. So as long as in my head, I'm clear about what I want to say, I can go live. I don't mind. So the first time I went live, I actually went live with a hammer. I actually put a hammer as a prop and people are like, what? I was like, so this is the hammer, like, the old hammer of mine, and people were like blown away. And they were like, what's with this guy? But I had content related to that hammer, that prop. Like I use my models like a prop. I actually got a hammer. I've got this stack of cards. I use that. I've got different props. So if you're too much in your head, okay, you can use these props as content pieces. So have something which is a content piece, if you're like me, that you need something to talk about. You don't want to sound like you're blabbering. So rather than, make it about my pretty face, about the model, the beautiful model that I make, the visual models.
When I started, like I was bad at PowerPoint. Like I couldn't even, like to make a 4-slide PowerPoint would take me 2 hours. So I just started the whiteboard thing, and I was like, dude, let's just do whiteboard, man. And I would draw stuff on that whiteboard, and then I would talk about it. And that was it. So yeah, visual aids are crazy. But yeah, so let's talk about your story, which I interrupted, which is like, so at what point did you break through the barrier? Like there must have been a point where you break through like the sound barrier, where you break through the video barrier. You're like, dude, I am going to be a killer at this from now on.
So I was doing these webinars.
Okay.
And there was 0 people coming for the webinars, and there was 2 people coming for the webinars. Okay. And so that was like a real thing, because I was like trying to keep the enthusiasm up and all that. And then one day there was nobody who came for the webinar, and I still did the webinar anyway.
Oh, freaking.
And then I realized, okay, now I've broken that thing, because I don't care whether somebody's there or not. I can just do it,
Amazing.
But the reason why it worked was because I was using a visual model.
What's that?
So
What's a visual? Yeah.
What I actually drew something on my screen. I was drawing something on my screen.
Oh.
So I decided I'm going to draw something on my screen. I'm just going to complete the drawing, and I'm going to get off the call. That is it.
Yeah.
It's not about, what wow thing I'm sharing.
Yeah,
I just want to draw this thing out and prove that, this thing is awesome. And, so I was just drawing this model out. So I drew this thing like Russell Brunson style. I drew something. I explained the concept, and then I finished the call, and I recorded it, and that became a bonus training for me.
Wow.
So like I said, okay, now this stuff, if nobody turns up, I'm just going to make them into bonus training. So in my mind, that shifted. I was like, okay, none of this work is going to waste.
Yeah.
And I realized that shifted for me. That whatever work I'm going to do from now on, it's not going to be wasted. I'm going to make it as bonus content. Okay. If I say I'm going to show up, I'm going to show up. I'm going to do it. I'm going to deliver the training. Whether there's 0 people on the call, whether there's 1 person on the call, whether there's 200 people on the call, I'm going to deliver great value. And if nothing else, I'm anyway recording it. So I'm going to put that as bonus content.
Yeah.
All right. So that's how I saw it. And from there on, there was no looking back.
Amazing, man. Amazing. Solid stuff. I don't think I've done a 0. Like if there are 0 people after 10, 15 minutes, I share it. I don't think I've done a full webinar 0, but I've done with 1 attendee. And that attendee disappeared after 15 minutes. I was like, oh my God.
So yeah, that was a turning point, because before I would have panicked, and I would have just like, forget it and just cancel it. Right.
Yeah.
But I said, okay, now I'm going to finish it.
Yeah.
And it's anyway being recorded. So let me use that recording.
Yeah, man, that is so true about video
hard
content.
Work being wasted. The hard work being wasted is the worst thing that can happen to you. So you're putting in that effort, you're putting in that time, you may as well get it to work for you. So
for sure, man.
Whatever you're doing, just ensure that you're multi-purpose, you are repurposing it in some way. And then you won't feel so bad about it if it's being used. So there's an alternate purpose for it. Like if my purpose is only, I want to get a lot of people on this, then of course I would have been like, what happened? But it wasn't about that.
Yeah. Like I've done the team mastermind every week for more than 2 years now. And all the mind maps are there. That's a visual aid. And if like someday I'm unable to prepare for a new team call, I just pick up one of the old mind maps and just read through it again. And I don't have to prepare for a new team call, because 100, 200 plus of them have been done. 150 plus have been done by now. So yeah, that's great about video production. If you keep the visual aids, you can it never dies, man. You can just keep it going forever. That's amazing. Okay, so let's go to the part of the question that's left, which is there are stuff that you're seeing in the market that none of us are seeing, which is you're finding these people who are unable to break through the $10,000, $15,000 barrier, 8 lakh, 10 lakh, and they want to break past it. What do you think is the thing holding them back?
So they're obviously doing something right. If they're at that barrier, they're stuck at those levels. They're doing something right.
Yeah.
Okay. So it depends on how you slice and dice the business. Okay. A lot of these guys are refusing to hire people, and that's why they're not growing. So sometimes I implement a hiring mechanism for them.
How do you do that?
I show them ways in which they can save money hiring, that they don't need to have those people on payroll.
Wow.
So
man.
A lot of these things, a lot of these things are because people insist on doing everything themselves.
Yeah. I think your camera got stuck. What are we going to do, man? Are we going to go wait for Coach Ram? Just like you waited for me? Let me check my Telegram and see. if peeps are gonna wait for Coach Ram or what. Amazing. All right. Okay. Okay, let me just see. Awesome. Vinodji saying, sure, amazing. Mr. Kyaris is there, Mr. Ritu is there. Welcome, welcome, man. Great. I mean, thank you, not welcome. Thank you for all your comments. Great, great. Let me just see what else we have here. I think we're going to have to wait for him to join back or something. Okay. Mr. Ritu is saying, yes, delegation is needed. Yes, yes, yes. It's teamwork. Need to have other people also. Okay, Coach Ram is back. Amazing.
Crazy.
Dude, when I went off, you at least had the content to share. I don't even have content if you are like going in. I'm like, what should I do in 5 minutes? Let me pick
Last
up.
time it was pretty quick. I don't know this time why it took longer.
No, it was like 30 seconds for me. In 30 seconds, you were back. All right. Yeah. So delegation is a big one. We got lots of comments who are saying, yeah, delegation is a big one. A lot of people also commented, we're going to wait for him however much time it takes. Okay, so that's the big one. And what else? What else is the thing that's holding people back from
So
breaking?
you have to see what they're doing right. Now, how do you divide the different departments in a company? Okay. So I used to divide a company into only 4 departments. Now I have 5th department. Okay. Which I consider that these are the 5 departments that can apply to any company anywhere. Okay. So first department is HR.
Okay.
Second department is sales and marketing.
Yep.
Third department is operations.
Yeah.
Okay. And 4th department is, sorry, I said HR, I said sales and marketing, operations, finance.
Yeah, finance is a big
finance
one.
Operations. And then the one which took me a long time to figure out was this, that a company which does not have new product development as a department. Okay. So
especially in coaching,
every company has to have these 5 departments.
Especially in
development,
coaching.
there's no option.
Yeah, man. Because information gets old after a while. The same stuff that we were paying $10,000 to buy, the same information is available on YouTube today. Like you don't need to learn how to do Facebook ads. The information is on YouTube. So if that's your only product, it's not evolving, then there's no problem.
And that has changed also because, after the update on iPhone.
Yeah.
Okay. So that old stuff doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff.
Yeah. You got to have all that aggregated event measurement and all that stuff. Yep. That's so true. That's amazing, man. That's amazing. So recently I found a, consultant to like do Facebook ads and stuff, scaling up a Facebook ad. And the advice that they give you for scaling marketing is just mind bending. Nothing I wouldn't have done in my previous startup career and everything, but like the way they tell you exactly what to do. This is how you rehash it. Sometimes old concepts need to be dusted off and like somebody else needs to tell you like how to do it. That is like, wow, amazing. But so that's great knowledge. Yeah. HR, I think I'm lacking in HR. I don't have somebody to hire. Like I need to hire a few telemarketers for myself now. And like, I don't know how to go about it. I'm depending on some other people to do it for me. That's a good one, man. HR, finance, new product development. You got sales and marketing. And what was the other
Operations.
one? Operations. Yeah, that's a good one. Solid, man. Amazing. Great stuff. Let me see
when you
what
slice and dice it as per departments, the picture becomes a little clearer as to what exactly they're doing, how much time they're spending in each one.
Yep. All right. Okay. So now let me ask you, where do you think the industry is heading? Like, what do you think is the future of the industry now? Now that you've been through this whole journey yourself, you've broken your barriers, you've broken other people's barriers for them. What do you think is going to be the future of the industry? Where is it going to? Is it going to grow in India? Like you're doing repeat billing. Repeat billing is a big one. Do you think that's going to be the thing in India in future? Like people are going to pay every month in order to have access to memberships or what?
See, as far as repeat billing is concerned, it only works if your content is fresh.
Yeah.
And if I'm continuously having new product development and continuously coming up with free content, okay, and paid content for people.
Yeah.
All right. Why should they go anywhere else when I'm giving them everything they need? Yeah. Because I actually used to sign up for a lot of these high ticket ones. Okay. And then I used to pitch to people within those high ticket groups. Okay, because they were not getting the benefit from the person who they bought the course from.
Yeah, happens all the time.
Okay. So that was one of my main strategies in organic. I would join one of these higher ticket things and I would help people.
Yeah.
And that's how I enroll people in my program, because my program had the thing that the other guy did not have.
Yeah.
Right? Then of course that was an additional module because I had not created that module yet. So I had to create that module when that person joined.
Yeah, man, that's amazing. Sell it first.
I got the call with that person.
Create it overnight.
The person added as a module in my program.
New product development is happening along with marketing.
Right. So what I realize is most people don't know what problem they solve for a customer. Can you believe that?
That's true. That's true.
So if you don't know what problem you're solving for the customer, okay, then how can you come up with a better solution than the next guy?
Yeah.
And why should they buy from you when you don't even know what you're bringing to the market?
For sure. Yeah, man, that's so true. Sometimes that's not even like a mainstream that you can bring into marketing. Like in the startup launch program today, you'll be surprised. Like when I started, it was more of, I'll teach you high ticket selling, marketing game plan, product strategizing, which is my main core area, which I've been doing all my life, product strategizing. But today, I sell all of that. As a bonus, I say, okay, we'll do video production mastery. We'll help you build some video stuff within the first 7 days, etc. But that is the number one thing that's keeping the community alive. Like people are so happy when they are able to get on video within the first 7 days, which they probably must have bought other video programs and they were unable to do for whatever reason. And that's not even a core marketing angle of ours. I would love to make it, but I don't think it's necessary right now. But like the community members come back and tell me, like the number one thing that we love in the startup launch program is like 7 days, our videos are out. We're so happy. We couldn't do it earlier. So I'm like, okay, that's amazing. That's just like a bonus thing. So yeah. What value you're providing and what value, I think Steve Jobs said, or somebody said that what you think is your value and what your customer thinks is your value are two very different things. As soon as you can understand that, then
so for me, it's something called the simplify up process.
Okay.
So simplify up process is very simple. Okay. What do you need to start doing?
Yeah.
That you're not doing currently.
Yeah.
What do you need to stop doing that you were doing before, but it's not working anymore?
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you need to continue doing or pivot from doing? Yeah. Okay. So start, stop, continue / pivot.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay. So pivot, again, most people don't understand. I think pivot means 180-degree change. 90-degree change, move to a different thing. No, it's an adjacent thing. Something just adjacent, slightly different from it, from what you're doing before. And then you kill it. You like really rock that market.
Awesome, man. Great learning from you today, man. Amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing stuff. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But let me just do some promotion. Hey, by the way, if you're watching this right now, you want to head over to this link called romlinks.in. It's already mentioned in the description of this feed, romlinks.in. And you can literally get, in addition to connecting with Romuald, you can get a free video course that he's gracing us with. So just go to romlinks.in and you can get a free video course. You can also connect to him on Facebook and everything through this page because it connects everywhere. Okay, so romlinks.in and then grab that free video course that he is so genially given to us today. Awesome. Let me just go find what next do we have. Okay, so let's talk about the coaching as a service model. I think different aspects of it have already been covered in the questions, answers that we did. But one of the things that we developed, many different people in the StartupFrat community developed independently. You obviously have taken it to the highest possible level. But what is coaching as a service, and how is coaching provided as a service different from the rest of the coaching industry that we see online, which is a bustling industry, multi-million-dollar industry, lots of successful people, many failure people, many people unable to make it also. So what is coaching as a service and how is it different from what we see as coaching?
So the first thing that you need is a starving crowd. No matter what you do, if you don't have because thirsty crowd has another, a double
Commitment
meaning
level.
things. I don't want to go. So starving crowd. So
Yeah.
you first need to find a starving crowd. You need to find a market.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not being tapped into by other people, right?
Yep.
And for me, that happened because, like I said, I was in these high ticket groups. And after joining the high ticket group, the coach has just copied stuff from other people and not able to deliver, right? Because they themselves don't have that depth of knowledge to deliver that thing.
Yeah.
So, just being helpful, answering questions, doing the $1.8 strategy, which Gary Vee taught, right?
Yep.
So, and you also teach in
Yep.
your thing.
Yeah,
And
I swiped it from Gary.
right. And what I really learned from you was the service mentality. So, like I was facing some problem. Okay, can you give me 4 hours and then I'll be with you. I'll be like, okay, like this guy's actually, this guy actually cares. Okay.
Yeah.
So you outcare everybody. That's what I noticed.
Wow.
So I also outcared all these guys in these groups. I just outcared them because they didn't care. Once the guy bought and came into their thing, they didn't care.
Yeah.
So I outcared them. That's what I did. And so that was the problem I was solving first. Then it moved on to other things. But the first problem that I solved was I outcared everybody else.
Amazing. Amazing stuff. All right, man. Awesome. It's been like more than an hour. It just feels like 15 minutes. I would love to go on all night, but it's Friday night. So before we shut down, one last question. Any personal advice you have for listeners, people who would be hopeful, coaching hopefuls or agency hopefuls? What can they take home from Coach Ram as personal advice today?
So I will again ask a question, because you ask better questions, you get better answers. So the question I need you to ask yourself is, what defines you? Okay. And so when I say what defines you, I'm talking about that 20%, because 80% you can get from everybody else. You can get from coaches. Okay.
Yep.
You can get from YouTube. You can get from books. You can get from seminars, webinars, whatever. You can get 80% of the information.
Yep.
But that other 20% has to come from you. So if you don't know what defines you, okay, and let me give you some analogy. It's there in mythology even, okay. It's the eye of the bird. When Arjun was told, okay, that you need to hit the eye of the bird, that's all he saw.
Yep.
He only saw the eye of the bird.
Yep.
Everybody else saw the trees, they saw the sky, they saw the leaves on the tree, they saw the ground, okay. In his case, when he was told hit eye of the bird, he only saw the eye of the bird. He didn't see anything else. Okay. Now there may be many things. You will say, oh, his vision was very good, and he had such a good teacher like Dronacharya. But that focus, anybody can get that focus, right? So what defined that man was his focus.
Yep, for sure. Yep.
Right. He may have had the skill and the talent. Okay. But, when talent does not work hard, then hard work beats talent any day of the week. Right. So, yeah, so he may have had the talent, but without that focus, his talent was useless.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. Before we go, before we bid goodbye to Coach Ram, Super Coach Ram, as he is lovingly called. Once again, romlinks.in will put you in touch with him, grab that free video course and get the book. Yeah, out of all the books, if you're like, oh, there are too many books this guy has written, which one should I get first? This is the one you should get first. Okay. Getting the right things done. Okay. So with that, let's start closing this out. Thank you so much, Super Coach Ram, for being with us on this live stream and for sharing so much. And for the Academy members, obviously, we have another session with you privately tomorrow. So we'll be looking forward to it, learning tons more from you. And I think in a way, like some people are commenting on the live stream, in a way, it was great that my camera died for like 20 minutes because they got like unfettered access. You just went on and on. So that was like super special for us. Thank you very much, man. Look forward to seeing you later.
Thank you so much. Looking forward to tomorrow. See you guys tomorrow.
See you guys.